Chicago Bulls have won their first ever NBA championship.
Jordan and his Bulls have just won their first title of the 90s, meaning this is the last season of Magic's career, and the Lakers are about to spiral into a rebuild. Except today, that won't be happening, because Luka Doncic is joining the 90s Lakers, and he'll be paired with prime LeBron, as this duo attempts to take control of Jordan's era. Which to do so, they'll need to win more rings than the 90s that might. But as Jordan and Pippen already won a ring this season, they'll be behind to start. However, that shouldn't be a huge issue for these stars, because they were adapting to the 90s era of ball seamlessly. Luka Doncic in particular was nearly averaging a triple-double and would be one of the best scorers in the association. While LeBron, on the other hand, was doing a bit of everything on both ends of the floor, also flirting with a triple-double average, but his impressive two-way play would give him the edge over Luka to be crowned as this year's MVP, already foreshadowing how dominant his run in this era would be. And when you put this duo alongside an already established third option in Worthy, it would be no surprise to see LA again at the top of the West. But the regular season success was expected for this group, and the real test would be if they can get it done in the playoffs. So with the world waiting in anticipation, the Lakers duo would debut against Olajuwon's Houston Rockets, who apparently had no answer whatsoever for the two-headed beast of LA, as Luka and Bron passed their first test with ease, only to advance to the second round, and as expected, also crush an up-and-coming San Antonio Spurs team, all in preparation for a true challenge. Not only would they be up against the most vile and evil predator in the league, but Utah in general was a fantastic basketball team, specifically the pick-and-roll tandem between Stockton and Malone, which would be a disaster for Luka Doncic attempting to defend, allowing Utah to land a sucker punch, taking a 2-to-1 lead early, which would now be our duo's first real instance of adversity. But with this much talent, they were sure to respond, rallying back on the road, backed by a massive scoring outburst by James, single-handedly willing his team to 2 dominant wins on the road, and then followed up by a prime-time Doncic performance in Game 5, leading the charge for his group and reclaiming control of the series. But that didn't mean that this one was over, because Utah was ready for a counter of their own, with a big game from the Predator forcing a final concluding Game 7. And as Mike wins his conference, he would be waiting for the winner in the finals, piling on the pressure for our duo, with an opportunity to face the Bulls, who already have a 1-0 ring advantage. However, this wouldn't end up being a story of overcoming the odds. In their first Game 7 together, Luka and Bron were falling flat, the Jazz winning this one in commanding fashion, winning the Western Conference, and unfortunately wouldn't put up much fight in the finals, with Mike walking all over them here, crushing them a few years earlier than real life, closing out the season after only 5. Meaning now, the Bulls extend their lead to 2 rings, setting us up for a critical 1993 season. And at first glance, it would look as if the Lakers would fall far short this time, with LeBron's scoring dropping to below 25 points a night, but it would all make sense in the bigger picture, because Luka Doncic on the other end was taking the reins of the team offensively and shouldering much of the team's game plan, not only orchestrating the offensive schematics, but by far being the best scorer on the roster, and not only that, but the entire NBA, leading all players this season. And while they may have not won a ring yet, this tandem was taking over the 90s another way. Luka Doncic now with a ring, almost averaging a triple-double, and him and LeBron swapping MVPs just goes to show how dominant they are in this era. Now all they need to do is win a ring. But in order to do that, they'll first need to defeat the team that bested them last year, taking on the Utah Jazz once again, who despite matching the Lakers for 7 straight games only 12 months ago, would end up this time standing no chance to the improved Lakers roster. Both James and Doncic were on fire here and eager to make up for a disappointing finish to their previous postseason run, refusing to lose a second time, eliminating Utah in a swift 5 games to prepare for a finals appearance against an expected foe. Of course, Michael Jordan and his Bulls were the final hurdle, and the stakes here were incredibly high for our stars, because the difference between a win and a loss here would be trailing 3 rings to none versus only being 1 away from catching up. So as this one prepares to tip off, we were guaranteed to witness something special, but not as special as the great deals this holiday season from today's sponsor, Raycon. which I am stoked to be working with Raycon because I literally use these earbuds daily. I already have my own pair before they were nice enough to sponsor today's video. These things are packed with up to 32 hours of battery life, which makes them perfect to use for long work sessions like editing videos. But for me, easily the best part is the fit in the ears. I've had other earbuds in the past where you go to the gym with them and they are constantly falling out of your ears. But I'm telling you, no matter your ear, the Raycons are not going to fall out. I can literally shake my head aggressively trying to toss them out, and they're still snugly secure in my ears. Trust me, the Raycon everyday earbuds are a huge quality of life improvement, and you just don't know what you're missing out on until you go out and buy your own pair. Which, by the way, there is no better time than now, because for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, Raycon is offering savings on everything for up to 30% off. Just click the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/AlanSimulations to save big on Raycon audio products site-wide. Again, huge shout out to Raycon. I love their earbuds, and I know you will too. But for now, let's go ahead and get back to the Bulls versus Lakers finals. With the Bulls' dynamic pairing making the first strike in the series, a Michael Jordan premier scoring output of 41 would be enough to lead all scorers on the court, pushing Chicago ahead 1-0 early. And in game 2, you'd get the feeling that they were about to win yet again, as Jordan is still letting up the Lakers from everywhere, and Scottie was locked in defensively on King James, limiting his output to only 19 points in game 2. But luckily for Lakers fans, the MVP would shine with the lights the brightest. Doncic was unstoppable here, making what seemed to be every shot he took all the way to the final buzzer, where in the tied game late, he'd create an all-time great NBA moment.
Doncic maneuvers for the lead. Got it! What a shot!
Now propelling the Lakers to a tied series, but we weren't close to done just yet. Again in game 3, there would be a back and forth clash between these two basketball titans, with the Bulls using defense to get easy buckets on the break, only for the modern style of Luka to match those baskets with threes from deep. All while we'd see an exchange of scoring between the two leading forces in the GOAT debate. All until the game would conclude with the Bulls taking the edge in the series, which wouldn't last for long, because after a huge game from James
drives and finishes.
The Lakers would tie this one all up all over again, which was setting a trend, as the following two games continued to be as close as ever, with neither side creating enough separation to pull away, knotting everything up for the season to conclude based on a single game.
Welcome everyone to NBA Finals Game 7. Winner take all. A season of joy and pain will end here tonight.
The biggest moment in sports, a Game 7, was underway for the two biggest names in basketball history. And while in time we'll be seeing plenty more of this matchup as both sides expand their teams with more talent and clash throughout the 90s, for now this one would feel more important, with it being the first meeting and only one side can come out on top.
That's it, folks. The Los Angeles Lakers have won it all. Wow!
In a thrilling conclusion, the Lakers would blow out Chicago by double digits to put an end to this duel, winning the Lakers their first ring of the 90s, which now means our duo is one step closer to catching their rivals, and things were about to get easier. With Jordan retiring to go play baseball, the Chicago Bulls were no longer a real threat, meaning the 94-95 seasons were a huge opportunity for our stars. So with the league being as easy as it'll get in the 90s, both Doncic and LeBron were playing stress-free throughout the year, putting up monster numbers each, and while it would be Luka winning the regular season MVP, it was clear that both players were the top two guys in the league. Further evident come the conference finals, facing Utah for the third time now, and this would be the biggest showing of their dominance yet, sweeping a once intimidating rival. But even with as good as they were, nothing was guaranteed. One of the fiercest stars of the 90s was ready to put an end to the Lakers' repeat hopes, averaging an unreal 34 at night against LA's front court, with no answer to slow him down, but they'd have another solution. For every bit of flaws they'd have defensively, they would make up for it tenfold offensively, with a onslaught of scoring from Doncic and LeBron, and this finals would be done in a blink of an eye, sweeping the Magic by passing any theatrics in what was poised to be an exciting finals. But in the end, there wasn't much to speak about. Now progressing the Lakers duo forward, as they tie everything up with their Chicago rivals, and as Jordan is set to not return until the end of the season, they had one more chance at a freebie, except now they'd have to do it without worry worthy, who has officially retired, which on one hand would open up the door for LeBron being more involved on both ends of the floor, earning his second MVP of the 90s. But on the other hand, the Lakers' loss of depth resulted in their worst record so far, and that impact was glaring once the conference finals rolled around yet again versus Utah, who now the Lakers had far less size to throw out Malone. After years now of the Lakers sending the Jazz home packing, now they'd be returning the favor again, abruptly ending LA's season. This is actually devastating for the Lakers. This was supposed to be a freebie, and now the challenge is about to get a whole lot harder. Of course, being because the next season, the Bulls would add Dennis Rodman, who our stars would face in the finals after another Luka Doncic MVP this year, and with everything currently tied up, this one was massive. So it should come as no surprise that this matchup would be a bloodbath for both sides, given everything they had to be crowned on top here. With such great competitors and their history against each other a few seasons ago, all in combination with their race to rule the 90s, we'd witness probably the closest playoff series in league history, resulting in a stalemate after 6 games, with both sides exhausted heading into a Game 7. But with the finale underway, they had no time to rest, because this one wouldn't end like 93, and instead, the fate of the season was completely up in the air with only moments remaining. Game 7 in the finals, 3 minutes left. LA is hanging on to a 3-point lead, but Chicago with the ball has a chance to lower that. And Michael Jordan with it now. He finds Dennis Rodman, a weird option on offense to go right back to Mike. No surprise there. The screen from Rodman. Michael Jordan coming around the screen. Michael Jordan's jam and the foul. And just like that, the Lakers lead has evaporated, all tied up now with 2 minutes 50 seconds left. LA did end up using a timeout. So coming out the timeout, let's see what they drew up. They get the ball to Strong. They have LeBron and Luka. I don't know why this guy has it. He finds LeBron, risky pass. Scottie Pippen guarded him. LeBron the spin move, driving in on Pippen. LeBron slams it in to reclaim the lead. Scottie now on the other end of the court, trying to tie things back up or take the lead. I see Steve Kerr trying to get open. They go down low to Luke Longley. D-back on him. A great defensive stop. They get the board, an opportunity to extend the lead now in the break. LeBron James up against Scottie. LeBron again. King James a dunk. 4-point lead. The Bulls win it. Scottie Pippen trying to rush the offense now. Time is ticking. They don't have any time to waste. Michael Jordan going back door. Scottie forced it to MJ. His putback puts him within 2. LA a timeout. With just shy of 120 seconds remaining in this game, LA needs to maintain their composure. You have the lead. All you have to do to win a championship is win here. This guy's driving in. Who is this guy? He dunks the ball. 4-point lead again. Scottie Pippen now on the other end against LeBron again. It's all Scottie Pippen here in the clutch. Scottie, a lot of contact, no foul there. LeBron James the rebound. He's pushing the pace now. Steve Kerr, it's a mismatch. They give it to Luka. Michael Jordan is guarding him. They find LeBron again with a smaller Steve Kerr. LeBron getting the screen. One man to beat on those pick and roll. LeBron all the way to the rim. Easy lay. A 6-point deficit may be too much for Chicago here with 90 seconds left in the game. They need to score here. Lakers are in great shape. LeBron, fantastic defense on Pippen. Steve Kerr with it. Luka Doncic guarding him. Kerr driving it in. Kerr finds Dennis Rodman. Rodman is not out of bounds somehow. 3-second violation, something. Rodman misses the freebie. Luka on the break. Jones with it now. The spin move around Jordan. Jones on the way. Jones, he blows the lay. Rodman a rebound. 60 seconds left. Anything can still happen here. Michael Jordan with the ball. The crossover move. Jordan the right side. Driving it in. He phases through the defender. Dunks it. 4-point game. 50 seconds left. The Lakers with the ball now in offense. An opportunity for a huge dagger. D-back with it. Jones, they're doubling him. Jones, he has to find LeBron the outlet. Another double. The Lakers have to do something with it. LeBron to the paint. D-back, the dunk. The 6-point lead again. A stop here for the Lakers would pretty much guarantee them the championship in this Game 7 between two of the greatest franchises in the 90s. Michael Jordan passes to Kerr. Dennis Rodman in the post. They're finding Scottie Pippen. He's ice cold. Scottie. LeBron is there. The spin move. LeBron's defense deters the shot. It's off. They're going to foul it. It's too late. LeBron did split the free throw. 7-point game. I guess they have a chance to get a quick 3. Steve Kerr, a quick trigger. It's off. And that is going to do it. The Lakers are champions. And just like that, our duo makes a statement, defeating the team with the best record in NBA history for ring number 3 in the 90s, now giving them a slight edge in their competition with a huge addition coming to the team. which wouldn't be Shaq, because in this reality, he'll be staying out east in Orlando, but who the Lakers would get would be a rookie Kobe Bryant joining the ranks. His fit with LeBron and Luka would flow seamlessly, with him incorporating into the team nicely, and even as just a rookie, he'd be putting out some solid scoring numbers to assist his group. But come the finals, that would all be up in the air, because a veteran Michael Jordan, still hungry for revenge for last season, was taking full advantage of the young rookie, as Mike completely stuns the Lakers. The last two battles may have been neck to neck, but this one was over quickly, with one side clearly in control, and for our duo to lose here put them at huge risk of falling short of their goals. Because with this all now tied up and only one season left, it would boil down to one last duel, of course being another finals between the two heavyweights of this era. After a history of 3 meetings with one another over the last 5 seasons, this would be a story that we've seen before, and it was all concluding here. With Mike prepared to retire at the season's end, this would be the last battle, and with everything all tied up, this would be the most important finals of them all. It would be a series filled with highlights from both sides, ups and downs for both teams, adjustments being made in hopes to find whatever small detail gives them the push to pull this one out, and in the end, only one of these franchises can come out as the champions. The Los Angeles Lakers, for one last time, was taking the throne from the Chicago Bulls, wiping out the dynasty that we've all come to know, as they have officially surpassed the 90s Bulls, and one of the greatest duos of all time to claim control of this era. And with one final year left in the 90s, it would be a victory lap for LA. With Kobe now a full-blown all-star, and Luka and LeBron still on fire, they'd walk straight to the finals and sweep through their entire postseason run, finishing this up with a 5th championship and establishing this duo as the greatest to ever play. But what about if Jordan and Pippen instead joined the modern NBA? How well could they play in that era? Find out by clicking this video next.